What's up, everybody? Excuse my appearance. I've been up all night. Probably had like an hour of sleep. But let me say hi to everybody. Watcher Crazy, I dropped the link for you and only you because I'm still. I'll explain it all. MITV, thank you so much. Good to see you. Joy Perry, good to see you. Darren, thank you. Good to see you. Thank you, Dynamite.
What's up, Pawpaw?
You crazy what?
Go ahead. Finish saying hello.
You're muted.
I'm not muted.
Let me drop you down, bring you back up.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Gene Smith, good to see you. Thank you. And yeah, that's her in the picture. Harvick, thank you. Good to see you. Lado Hula Bula, thank you. Thank you so much. Good to see you. My Brad Hunter, thank you. Good to see you. Thorn Blades, thank you so much. Good to see you. Watcher Crazy, what's going on?
Not much. Can you hear me now?
Why are you muted?
I don't. Hang on. Drop the link again.
Oh, she's gonna come back up. Harvick, good to see you. Happy early birthday. Angela, thank you so much. Good to see you. Tell you, this was crazy. Dave, good to see you, my man. Thank you. Thank you, Grumpy Italian. Good to see you. Lola, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you, Sally. Good to see you. Watcher Crazy's back.
Can you hear me now?
I still can't hear you, Watcher.
Let
me do this. Mute your mic. Now I'm muted.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Can you guys hear her?
Turn your volume up. This fool.
Hey, Carmela, good to see you. Sally, thank you. Good to see you. Thank you, Stacy. Good to see you. With Chuck, good to see you, and thank you.
This could actually be fun.
Bulletproof, thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you too. Hey, Deborah.
Joey Perry, I did so.
Harvick, MRH, Carmela, rising up. Eric needs to turn his volume up. That's why.
I thought that I sent you the pictures, Joy. I'm sorry about that. Just shit's been going so crazy. Bulletproof, thank you. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Joe Root, my man, good to see you.
Yeah.
Bears Cigars, thank you. Good to see you. Uncle Edwin, good to see you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Sally.
Jane, not Jane, thank you, and good to see you.
Hotspot, Marcy. We'll hit everybody in a minute.
Everybody can hear Watcher but me. How come?
Because you ain't got your volume up, fool.
I see her talking and it's doing the thing or whatever. I don't know why I can't hear her. Watcher Crazy, text me and tell me what I got to do. Good to see you, Margie girl.
This would be a great way for us to do a show where he can't hear my commentary.
Oh, no shit. I turned my volume down last night. You're right. All right, there we go. Yeah, I turned my...
now?
Yeah.
Commentary the whole time I've been up here.
Yeah, I'm dropping you down everything. And I see the thing like, the thing going up and I'm like, what the hell's going on? She's talking.
Yeah. I was laughing. I'm like,
Beekeeper, thank you. Good to see you.
We should do a whole show like that one day. Where you turn your volume down and all they can hear or all I can hear or you can hear is just yourself. And then I'll do commentary while you do.
Good to see you. Scottish Deborah, good to see you. Hang on, let me get down here. Tom Sheehy, thank you. Good to see you. Uncle Augie, thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you, Joe, for the $10 super sticker.
Yeah, Joe, thank you. I haven't even seen that yet. I'm not down there. Thank you so much, Joe. Okay, who else? If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. It's just like my
Twisted
mind is
Tea,
everywhere.
Dana,
Hotspot,
Grandma T.
good to see you. Oh my God. I can't, this shit is, shoo. I'll tell you exactly what I mean. All right. First off was she was due on the 12th. Scott 007 CT, good to see you. Jane said it's the
That
booth.
little baby is fat too. She's a fat little girl.
Yeah.
She love everything.
I'm just so happy that thank you, HGT Dana. Good to see you.
I got one question.
Timothy, good to see you. Thank you. What's your question?
Did you cry?
Yes, I did. And crazy, well, look, crazy part is, and even my mother said like this, my mother's like, oh my God, Eric, I've never seen you cry. This is the first time I've ever seen you cry. Probably since I've been like 4 or 5 years old or something.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like thinking about it, and I was like, no, it's actually a third time. Actually, third time. When my Cassie was born, because I delivered her, you know, I wasn't there when Maddie was born because I was indicted. And which you called him when my grandmother died, and then this. But yeah, look, I had an adrenaline dump. Like, you know how I'm always talking about that? Like when people go to fight, they think they're in shape, and they have that. I had that because, all right, here's what happens. Cheech, good to see you, my man. Twisted Tea, good to see you. Yes, this is my first grand baby. But so what's happening is this. So last night, she wasn't feeling well or whatever, and the baby was supposed to be coming on Monday, and she so she went to the hospital, and they were like, okay, we're just going to induce you right now, you know. So now from my experience, because that's what they did with Cassie, and I remember it didn't take long, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know all the ins and outs and intricacies of it. So I was like this. So I talked to them and all that stuff last night. Then I said, okay, I'm gonna let you guys do what you got to do. You know, just keep me updated, whatever. You know, let them handle it. Well, nothing's going on. Nothing's going on. So I'm up all night. I'm just sitting there, boom, bam, boom, 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 and I don't want to bother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it finally gets to this morning, and I'm starting messaging everybody. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So. They messaged me back, and Anthony messaged me back, says they just started to do, I guess because you got to be however many centimeters or whatever. Yeah. So she was probably doing that like what is it called, trying to push the baby out, you know, labor or whatever. She was probably doing that probably like 2 hours or something. And basically so I'm cool because I'm not watching or anything like that, but I'm listening. I can hear everything that's going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're listening. So, you know, you're hearing it. I'm stressing just because I'm like, please be healthy. Please. You know what I mean? Yeah. And this is the part that freaked me the fuck out. I hear the doctor say, oh, yeah, well, we think the cord is around her neck.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, holy shit. So I go out fucking side. And I was like, I Google like an asshole. You know what I mean? I turn around and Google. And Google's like, oh, this is a common thing. Most likely nothing will be bad. And then you go down 2 more things. It's like the baby could have this wrong with it now and this wrong with it now. So I'm like, oh my God, right? So I'm freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
So then my mother was still listening because I had to take a little, walk it off a little bit because I was scared. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then my mother comes out and she's like, Eric, the baby's coming right now. I was like, and the things from around his neck. She's like, yeah, it wasn't, I don't even think.
She's like, get your ass in here and listen.
Oh my God. But it's different, man. Like, and everybody who said that, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joe, for the donation. But I mean, it is different. I'm not going to lie. I love my
Well,
grand.
wait till you see her and hold her for the first time.
Yeah, I've already
That's
I've already been on FaceTime with her and everything, and she knows
oh,
she likes me the most already. 'Cause she smiles and everything like that. It's and
that
you know,
was gas. Trust me, that was just gas, Papa.
no, it wasn't. Listen, my baby's mother's gonna be mad as shit
I
because
know because that baby looks just like you.
yes, and I got
Oh my
pictures.
gosh.
Like when I was born, I got pictures. I don't know if I can put them up though because you're on stage. I don't know how to do it
Yeah,
now.
you can. Same way.
It's there. There's not an option here.
Uh to
Yeah,
if you
it's
go
just like
down
just
to the
you,
little TV.
huh?
I said
Oh,
if you go
never
down.
mind. Yeah, you're right. I'm all fucked up watching. Yeah.
I love it. I love seeing you like this. It's so cool. Look,
Hang
if
on.
you only had a heart, everything is gonna change. Watch.
Yeah, I already love her more than I love like my kids and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that. But, you know, it's different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just different. It's a different kind of love. You
Like I
know?
don't know. I can't put two pictures up side by side, but like I'll put her picture up too. Like okay, like all right, you see her. Did it work?
There it
Here it
goes.
is. Okay, you see her full head of hair, my nose, my lips, everything like that, right?
Yep.
Perfectly healthy though. That's the main thing. Perfectly healthy. That's the main thing I was worried about. And then they got to put that dumb stuff on their eyes and stuff like that. I guess because I don't know, but anyway. So then I can just show you me, and this is what makes my baby's mother mad.
It just tickled me so much. I started laughing. I was like, "Ooh, I know she gonna be mad."
Yeah, she is. Now look. Now this is me when I was first born. Only difference is you notice about me. I got my hands up. I'm coming in ready for the fight. You know what I mean? Coming in ready for the fight. But yeah, so
And you ain't got no hair.
no, yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I don't got no hair now. Came in with none.
You
I'm
did
going out.
have hair. You did have hair at one point. I can attest to that.
Yeah, I did. Definitely had hair.
So cute. Oh, I can't wait to get pictures to see pictures of you holding her and crying.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I'll be a little bit nervous. You know what I mean? Because they're little. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but you ain't gonna break her. Just don't drop her.
Nah, definitely won't. Yeah,
So,
Timothy, good to see you. She definitely is. Go ahead, watch her.
Bears wants to know: did you play the room number and weight of the baby? I don't know what that is.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
What?
Not
what
yet.
how?
I should
How?
do that.
What did she weigh?
She weighed like 8 pounds. She was 8 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah, but like when I remember, Cassie was 6 pounds 12 ounces, and I think she's like now in 21 inches or something, 20 inches. So she's
Mhm.
pretty big. You know, she's big. She's healthy. Thank you, Mike. Good to see you.
That's sweet. So sweet.
Yeah, but like you were right, Watch. Well, you know, I texted you when everything was going.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I was
Oh, I'd have been heated if you hadn't. I'd have been really upset.
I was freaking. I mean, freaking out. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, you know, I haven't slept. You know what I mean? I have
Yeah.
not slept. Wildflower girl, good to see you. Thank you. Tom Sheehy, thank you so much for the PayPal. Thank you so much, Tom. But yeah, it's just like you guys are right. This is totally different. Or it might have been it's been so long, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's just
No,
different.
it's different because as a grandparent, you get, and as they get older is when it
Thank
gets
you,
really
Watcher.
better.
Thank you for the donation.
You're welcome. It gets better as they start getting older because you get the time with them. You get to be the fun person. You know, Papa
Yeah.
lets me do this. Papa lets me do that. And mom, and you spoil them rotten and you send them home. Like you don't have the responsibility of getting up all night with them and every day in and day out and changing all those shitty diapers and all that stuff. So it's just different.
Well, and I'm going to tell you one thing, honestly, that I looked at this as like, listen, I give all blessings to God. That's all God's work. You know what I
Amen.
mean? It's all God's work. it's another blessing he's given me, you know, and a lot of the blessings he's given me, I've screwed up. And I'm just going to be honest.
You're not going to screw this one up.
Right. This is another chance. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I've said on here before, you know, even though I got a relationship with my kids and stuff, I was in prison. I was a bad father because of that.
You're making me cry. Stop.
So this is another chance. You know what I mean? And I gotta cash in on this one. You know what I mean?
Mute. Give me a second.
Yeah, Timothy, it's definitely gonna be a blast. Definitely.
Okay, I'm back. Got my eyes sweating.
She already has me wrapped around her finger.
Oh, I know. I can understand.
Yeah, it's different, man. Like I didn't realize that. You know what I mean? Thank you, Timothy, for the Cash App. It's just totally fucking like. I remember when you guys were telling me that. You know what I mean? You're like, you've told me that personally. You know, off of here, you're gonna see it's different. It's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And I'm thinking, yeah, and I'm pumped up about it and stuff like that. But then when it actually happened, then I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It really is. It really is. Gives you a whole new like outlook on certain things.
I'm telling you, man, just wait. As she grows, it'll totally change your life. And I mean that. That's when my life changed. When Carter first got here, oh my God, I took one look at that boy and just melted. And that's when, that's when the fighting didn't seem so important. It's the arguing or having to be right or, just everything changed. It really softened me.
Thank you, TT. Thank you for the Venmo. So much appreciated. Thank you. Go ahead, Watcher.
Oh no, it's different. And you watch them grow up and you think, damn, that's a little piece of me right there, and before you know it, they're walking and talking and telling you, I'm gonna bust you up, punk, things like that. It's great.
It's crazy though, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, when I found out my daughter was pregnant and stuff, and because we had the what is that, the thing, the gender reveal and stuff like that. And I was 100%. I was 100% that it was a boy, and I had my heart set on that. I was like, I get a grant because I never had a son, obviously. And then I was like, the thing pops out, and whatever that shoots out and all that stuff, and it's pink, and I'm like, geez, I was like, I'm not disappointed, but I'm like, thank you for the Cash App, Angela. Thank you.
I was like that when I found out I was having a little boy, I was like, can we trade it? Can we swap that out?
Here's the thing too, though. Now when I actually thought about it, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm ecstatic, and now I'm happy. Well, I was always had, but I'm pumped up. I'm glad that it was a girl. I mean, because you got to look at it like this guy. Listen, I was raised by my grandmother. All my main dogs have been females.
Right.
2 daughters. You know what I mean? So why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? Oh, well.
Yeah.
So that's great. I mean, it's a blessing, no matter which way. And the most important part was that being healthy and, things like that. And it's just like, you just don't understand. I was so stressed. That's why I had my thing on mute. Because I was like, I didn't know what to do. I'm listening to my computer or the laptop or whatever. And, some goofballs came on. So I muted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I muted it because I watched the goofballs for a second and then I muted it. And
yeah.
That's why I was still muted. But I was all over the place. You know what I mean? I was all over the place. And then when it finally was happening, then I'm like, okay, but I'm still worked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still worked up. I'm having that adrenaline dump. You know what I mean? I'm just like, it's taking it out of me. Then when they said the cord around the neck, oh my God, I almost fucking lost it. I was like, oh my, please, God, do not do this. You know what I mean? And which it wouldn't have been God. That would have been the devil in my beliefs. But I was just like, man, I'm just so happy. I'm very proud of my daughter. I should have, but even before the baby was born, I sent her a text last night. After we talked, I was like, "I'm so proud of you." Blah blah blah. She sends her message back to me. Is like she called me a simp.
Oh,
Like simp. You know what I mean? But she did good. She did good.
that's awesome. It's so nice to see you have some feelings.
Man.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm over here. I still like I keep
Hey,
tearing up.
Hey,
Eric.
BK, thank you.
Gosh.
Thank you, guys.
Ladies, y'all, single ladies out there, don't get no ideas. He's really an asshole. Don't think this makes him look sweet and all of that. Oh, shit show. Yep, exactly. It's what it's all about.
I could not like I mean you were right. Like when you told me, you know what I mean? You were right. When you're like, you're gonna see it's different, and you were 100% right.
Yep.
Like I already told I told my daughter, I was like, I love her so much. I was like, I love her the most. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's the way it is.
Yeah.
You just got whacked. You fell down in line. You know
right?
what I mean?
I need you to understand that is the way it is.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you're preaching.
Now her name. Here's the thing. Now they're arguing about the name. Okay, her name. They decided on Ariana. Now I had said, but it's not my place. It's not my place or my baby's mother's place, right?
Right.
But I had said because her last name's Rodriguez, so I was like, Angelica Rodriguez or Angela Rodriguez, you know, something like that. Which sounds good because you want to put that. So they had decided on Ariana, and then I guess when everything was going on, the nurse, I guess my baby's mother comes there, and I don't even know why they allowed her in the room. You know what I'm saying? Because no, I'm serious, because that's not like when I delivered Cassie, it was me in the room. The grandparents were outside of the room. You understand? My mother, Sandy, was outside the room, which is their other grandmom. She passed away, God rest her soul. And then that was it. So I guess my baby's mother weaseled her way up in there. And then she tells the nurse, they're like, well, what's the name? Or no, my baby's mother named her Ariana because they had decided on some other name. And my baby tells them Ariana, but I don't think it's on a birth certificate or nothing like that yet.
No,
so,
they probably ain't even done all that yet.
Right. So, you know, but like I told them, because then they, you know, they got a hold of me, and they're like, you know, so Anthony and her and Maddie, they're like, you know, so they get a hold of me. But I explained to them, I said, listen, guys, I said, this is totally your guys' decision. It's not, if it was going to go to the grandpa, it would go to me, not her. You know what I mean? No, it's true. It's true. You know, but thank you so much, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Thank you so much for the Cash App. And that's the way it is. You know, it just is.
You must.
Uncle Edwin named her Erica.
Right, I know.
I got Erica.
He did say.
I sent it all to him to help him, though. I said, listen, this is all up to you guys. So I said, whatever you guys decide, whatever's been said, I said, but I sent them Angelica, I sent them Angel, and I sent them Erica. You know what I mean? I said, there you go. Fuck it.
I think her name should be Erica Ariana Rodriguez.
That sounds good.
Yep.
That sounds good.
That way, neither one of you can take full credit for naming her. Y'all share that, so y'all can't fight over it for the rest of your lives. She has a beautiful name.
What's she gonna call me?
Papa.
Oh man.
What do you want to be called?
I don't, whatever she wants to call me is fine. But
she call you G-Paul. G-Paul.
Yeah, I guess I'm old anyway. This is just another part of life, another chapter. You know what I mean? This is just another chapter that I have to focus on this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is like motivation, you know, to do better. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm a bad father, but I'm gonna be the best grandfather there is.
Yeah.
And that's It's just
And that's being present, you know, whether it's through FaceTime or being actually there in person as she grows and gets older, and just being a support system for the parents. Because, I mean, it's their first. So it's going to be hard. It's not easy,
I'm all about her.
you know, but you have to understand that and it's why, okay, my grandbaby's mother and we've always butted heads,
Right.
always. And I'll be honest, when I first found out that they were together and she was pregnant, I was not happy at all. I hated her family. I didn't really care for her. And I daily had to pray and ask God to please teach me how to love her properly. Because I understood as a mom that every decision that that woman has to make affects my grandbabies. Every single one. If she's stressed, it goes to them. Because she's with them 24/7. So anything that I could do to help alleviate that stress from her, I was doing it for my grandbabies, not for her.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And
And that's just that's I mean, this is crazy. Like I've never
now think about if somebody, you know, tried to come in between your relationship with that
no,
little
that's
girl.
not gonna happen. That
Now
can't
you see why I get so angry.
Yep. See, here's another picture of her with her hat on, her beanie on, or whatever they put on them.
Oh, little
See how
fat.
fat she is? Look how fat
I
her face.
know I just want to squeeze her.
Yeah,
Oh my
she's
God.
she's like 8 pounds. She's a little over 8 pounds, and she's like 21 inches, like 21 inches.
She's
Like,
a big girl.
see, when Cassie was born, like even to this day, I know every detail. I know the room number. I know the doctor's name. I know fucking the exact size, weight, exact time. Now I do know her exact time too. It was 11:05 today. Um, but you know, so I don't got all them details yet, exact to get exact, because they're like Maddie's really not like that. I'm like, Maddie, what does she weigh? 8 pounds. I was like, 8 pounds, how many ounces? Well, how many, you know what I mean? Oh, like 20 to 21 inches. I'm like, what the fuck? But it's fine. You know what I mean? She's
She can
helping.
call you Pappy Flag,
No, 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 no.
Pappy Headlock.
What's up, bro? Good to see you. Miss Can't Be Wrong. You got 4 granddaughters and a grandson, Miss Can't Be Wrong? God damn.
Wow. Yeah,
You
you'll have a
just starting
grandson.
5.
You'll have a grandson.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely want a grandson too. Listen, I want as many of these things as possible.
Right?
Yeah.
I know that's why I'm like, shit. By the time Lawrence gets home,
Thank you,
he'll
Sally.
he'll have just turned 29, which means he's got about 6 more years to spit me out a couple of more grandbabies. So,
6 years.
yeah. He
Wow.
came because once he's 40, that's the cutoff.
We can have kids all the way up to we're old.
Well, I know you can, but you shouldn't.
Well,
So I'm just saying. I just
we've got
want.
11 years.
I'd love to have. I'd love to have 2 more, at least 2 more.
Well, how many do you got now?
2.
2?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
2 boys.
So you want 4.
Yeah, I want 4. I'd
Oh.
love to have 2 boys and 2 girls, but if I don't, that's okay. If I had all boys, I'd be fine. Because I love little boys. They're so fun. But little girls, and that's why I wanted to have a little girl. I wanted to be able to fix her hair, get her little cute dresses, and teach her to be tough and all that good stuff. And no, I ended up. And what's crazy is my family is majority female. I mean,
Right.
like I only have I have 2 cousins that are male. The rest, I've got like 6 cousins that are female. I had the first grandson. My sister had the second grandson. My other cousin, she basically got to choose the sex of her kids. So she has 1 son, and a daughter. And then my other cousin has a daughter. My other cousin has a daughter. So we got a bunch of fucking estrogen in this family.
Yeah. She said his kids were 8.6 and 8.8. He likes some husky. Yeah.
Damn,
I
Cheech.
think I was only like, I might have been like 7 pounds. You know what I mean? I wasn't that big.
Yeah. I think I
Hey,
was
Shaq lady, good to see you.
7 pounds 8 ounces when I was born. Lawrence was 7 pounds 12 ounces. So
Thank you, Armand. Thank you so much. Good to
oh,
see you.
Uncle Augie wants to perform the baptism.
We gotta do that for Michael Francie. No, I'm kidding. You know what I mean? I ain't going.
And Bendover said his son came in at 9.5 pounds.
Wow, that's big.
Okay. That's nuts.
I like how their faces are so fat.
Okay. Yeah.
That's funny. That is funny.
Just wait. Oh, just wait.
Yeah, this is the best thing, you know. Maybe. Well, I can't.
I would say that my grandchildren were definitely the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, but then you can't have them without your child.
Well, I mean, that's okay though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
It's
I like
different
them more
though.
than my kids.
Yeah, because as a parent, like I said, as a parent, you have that full-time responsibility and you have this idea of what your kid is going to grow up to be like. And so it's only natural when that doesn't happen to go, what the heck? Or
I
when they
want to take her though. I want to keep her.
you want to keep her?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what my grandfather did to me. You know
Yeah.
that my grandfather. What happened was, my grandfather, my uncle, he came back from Vietnam,
Mm-hmm.
and so this was like, it was definitely 1976. He died in like February of '76 when he came back from Vietnam because he had seizures and stuff like that, and he took medication. I guess he drank or whatever. So he was like, that was my grandfather's son, and he was like, my uncle. Put it this way, I'm related to half my neighborhood because of my uncle. My uncle was like, yeah, he was like that guy. He wasn't like a fighter, gangster type dude, but he was like a real cool, smooth dude. Like all the women, like supermodels and some
He was a
supermodel.
neighborhood pimp.
Yeah, well, some supermodel lady he was dating stabbed him and everything, right?
Damn.
When he had his funeral, because he had a big funeral because of his service and stuff like that. Like they had like stuff from the president and stuff sent to him and everything when he died, and they almost knocked his coffin over, fighting over him. Women, yeah, there was like 100 some women showed up.
Good God. Could you imagine?
No, I wouldn't want to do that.
That's going to be your funeral. You're going to have a flagpole up there and it's going to be swinging.
Yeah, no, my funeral ain't gonna be like that. No, my uncle was different. He was on another level. Even like when I was older in the neighborhood and stuff like that, like people like the old heads and stuff be like, "You're so and so, yeah, you're so and so's nephew. He was the man. He was cool. He was so like everybody liked the guy. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Which isn't the case with me. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. But I'm happy as hell.
Holy shit, Bree Bree. Bree Bree said, "Congratulations again, Eric. I love seeing this side of you. She's absolutely beautiful. God bless her. My son
Thank
was
you.
10.5 pounds. He looked huge in the nursery. That's a big ass baby, Bree Bree.
Thank you, Jimbo. Thank you
I
so
don't
much.
know what you were eating when you were pregnant. Because mine, I love me some French fries and hot fudge sundaes. I dunk those French fries in that hot fudge sundae and go to town. That was the shit.
Man, listen, Bears and Cigars. This was, when I tell you, just my nerves were so worked up because I didn't know nothing. And then I get the good news, like, okay, they just started doing the, because it's 10 centimeters finally or whatever. I guess it's got to be 10 centimeters dilation or something like that. So then I'm like, okay, good. Now this ain't going to be long. It's going, and everything's going fine. And then when I heard that doctor say, because a doctor, I guess a doctor, the cord, we believe it's around the baby's neck. I said, oh my God, do not do this to me. Like, that would have been it. Like,
yeah.
But I'm so fucking thankful. Like, I really am. It's just, it's crazy. Hey,
Yes,
Beaver, thank you so much.
That's also good. That's kind of where it started. But then Wendy's frosty machine broke, so I had to start going to Dairy Queen or um, McDonald's, either one of those.
Phew, man, I'm just like, I was pacing. I mean, even after everything went well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My mother had to come get me. She's like, Eric, are you okay? You know, because I'm leaning on, I'm like, shh. I'm sound like some of these guys on here. I'm out of breath and shit. Wow, you know, it's just like, you know, because your nerves work up, and you know, and you're just like, this is like a life. You know what I'm saying? This is like, you know, this is my shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and
Well, and that's when you start thinking about too how sometimes I wish that every male could have a granddaughter, because it makes you stop and think, how am I talking to this female, or how am I treating this woman? When would I want a man to treat my granddaughter that way? It's one thing when it's your kid. It's a completely different thing when it's your grandbaby.
yeah, because that's what they said. They said something about when they were talking about, you know, because they're arguing about the name or whatever. So I don't know. I guess my baby's mother told them that she changed the name on them because they actually had like outfits and everything with the name that they picked. But my baby's mother said, "You don't need them. You're not changed." And now my baby's mother's like didn't like the name. Well, she could get bullied with the name that you like and stuff. I hear that. I say, ain't nobody fucking going. But yeah, all right. Ain't nobody gonna bully my fucking granddaughter. But
Yeah.
like I said, like it'll all work itself out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just as soon as she starts walking, buy her some little boxing gloves, and just start working with her, teach her.
Buy her a pink gun.
Yeah, there you go. Pew pew. All day
But,
long.
yeah, I'm fucking pumped all the way up. But and like I told him, see, because I worry about certain stuff. Like I even told my daughter, and I still keep. I've told her about 7 times. Do not let the baby out of your sight, because people do go into hospitals now and steal babies. They'll like pose like they're a nurse or somebody taking pictures or something. Here, give me the baby. We'll be right back. And then that's what they do. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
It is hard for that to happen these days.
oh yeah,
Very
100%.
hard.
It's hard. 100%.
So-
You still got to be aware. You know what I mean? I ain't taking no fucking chances.
Okay, you're like, shit, I need to go stand guard at the door.
Yeah.
Or follow that little thing, that little bassinet around everywhere.
I got so mad because I had talked, because nobody gave me no information or nothing. And, I was freaking out. So nobody else's phones were on. Like, my baby's mother's phone wasn't on. Maddie's phone wasn't on, obviously, when all this was going on. So I got a hold of my baby's mother's husband. He's a cool dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to him like, what the hell is this? She's trying to pull this, trying to pull that. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Nobody's letting me know what's going on. Now, he's in Pennsylvania right now working. And he's like, Eric, I'm in Pennsylvania. I already know how she is. I'm married to her. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah. I said, you know what? I got something. I said, I'm calling some some women up there. Just go take care of this real quick. No, don't do that. You know what I mean? I was gonna send Aaron. You gotta catch another charge, shorty.
Oh my God.
No, I'm joking.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, he's probably thinking, please don't do that. Please, Eric.
No, but it was just like, I was just like, man, why? But it wasn't, I guess, because but then I found out my baby's mother actually wasn't in there. She had went home. She didn't stay there all night. But at least text me and let me know the fucking news. That she's not enough dilate or whatever, because the only thing I remembered was my baby's mother, you know what I mean, and how fast it was, and this was like, I figured she would have been born around like midnight, 2 a.m, something like that. And then once I think I actually went to sleep probably like 4 a.m, but then I woke up at 5. You know what I mean? So I wake up at 5, I check my phone and everything like that. I hope I didn't miss nothing. There's nothing there. Then it's when I start calling and nobody's answering, stuff like this, and I'm fucking freaking out. And it's just like nuts. Been a wild week because I told you about what happened with Layla, right?
Yeah. That shit. I was like, damn, what? You're like, she can't hurt nobody. You're like, I can't move.
Yeah, I was fucked up. I was laid up yesterday because the other night, well, basically, let me tell you what happened with Layla. So, I don't put Layla on a leash, okay?
Right.
I keep Tyson on a leash because my mother's real strict over Tyson. That's her dog. She's like, she don't even want me to take Tyson to the dog park and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So she always worries about him. So I keep him on a leash. So I got them both out there playing and stuff like that. So I'm running around with them or whatever. So as we come walking back around the side to come back to the house, there's a little like thing where Layla could see through. The people, I guess, had their little dogs sitting out there. So Layla comes, starts hauling ass after the dog. Now, the thing with Layla, she wrestles around with Tyson all the time and stuff.
Right.
So it's not like she's trying to attack the dog, but she's fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's nighttime. All that these people see is this fat dog charging their little dog. Next thing you know, they hit each other, like crash into each other, and they start like, rolling around stuff. So the lady, she starts screaming at the top of her lungs. It's Puerto Rican lady, right? So that's making it worse, right? So I come around like it's okay. So I go to dive into it to grab Layla, but I miss. My big ass fucker goes all into this lady's plants and lights and everything. Right? So next thing you know, like boom. So I'm on the ground. Her husband comes outside. And all he sees, and he thinks that Layla's a pit bull. He's like, I'm getting my gun. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? So I get Layla like this, and I'm laying on the ground with her. So now he comes outside, and then the lady's like still freaking out. She grabs her dog. So everything's like, but I got Layla. So I look up, and I tell him, I said, hey, sorry I had to meet you guys this way, but my name's Eric anyway. So then the dude looks down. He's like, that's a bully. Pit bull. I was like, yeah, I know. He's like, man, I thought that was a pit bull. Like, so I was like this. I was like, yeah, her teeth. She's got the underbite. Said,
Yeah.
She can't hurt nobody. So actually, their little dog was like, still going. So when they put their dog in, they go to pet Layla. But I was already mad at Layla. I was like, Layla. So Layla fucking hauls ass. So I'm like, oh my god. Then I'm like this. I'm like, it dawns on me. I was like, where's Tyson? I'm like, oh my god, I let Tyson go. And then what if he's running around somewhere? My mother is going to fucking freak. So anyway, as I come walking up, I guess Tyson. Thank you so much, Maureen. Thank you so much for the cash app. So I'm like, where's Tyson? And I look around, and he came. He's such a bitch. He ran up to the door, barked until my mother let him in. So my mother's inside with Tyson, and she don't know what the hell's going on. Next thing you know, Layla's up here and shit like that. So I opened the door and stuff, let Layla in. My mother's like, what were you doing? Walking Layla somewhere? You just brought Tyson? I said, no. I told her what happened. So I was like, I put on my shoes and everything like that. I said, I got to go over there and check on their dog or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I met them. They're really nice people. The lady, she's from the Bronx actually. And she's Puerto Rican lady. She's from the Bronx. She's real cool. And the other guy, her husband or whatever, he's from Virginia. So they're from up north. Real cool people. They're
common sense. Congratulations, Papa.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'm way behind in this chat. I can't really focus too
well. That's all the time.
This time it's not. Thank you, Wildflower Girl. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Yeah, but it was. Yeah, Scottish Deborah, boy or girl, as long as the baby's healthy. That's right. But yeah, it's fucking crazy. I was just like, it's weird. All I can say is like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you told me it.
Yeah.
You told me it. Because
really
I talked to a few of you guys on here. I talked to you. I've talked to Angela. You know what I mean? Other people got grandparents. You know what I mean? And
can I be Auntie Pew Pew? Auntie Pew Pew from Texas.
She can.
Oh shit! Yeah, spoil them rotten and send them home, man. That's the deal right there.
Shit show. Good to see you, and thank you. Oh my goodness, it's fucking. I'm still like
in shock.
Like weak. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just you feel weak. It's just like crazy. Hey, Shaq lady, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you, BTF Phoenix.
After seeing a grandbaby, how could anybody deny that there's a God?
Oh, there's never no denying there's a God. There's not, and that's the truth. Like a lot of people do think that like shit about me and stuff like that. But one thing that I have never done, I've never blasphemed God, none of that kind of stuff. I know that I fuck everything up that he does for me. You know what I'm saying? I already know when I'm gone, and if I'm going up there, but I'm going to be on some type of the box or something. I already know that. You know what I mean? So
he's going to put you on the shelf. He ain't gonna let you go to hell, but he's gonna put you on the shelf. Yeah.
He's done shelved me for 20 some years down here.
You're not done yet. You're not done yet. He's gonna ratchet strap you to that sucker. He's gonna be, remember all those times you climbed off the shelf?
Yeah, that's what I like, Bulletproof. So I like Angelica. I like that name.
Mm-hmm.
I like that name. But we'll see, And like I said, I didn't want to step in. Hey, Lacey, good to see you. It's scary when you're having a baby for your first pre-COVID. You had your mom in the room, and thank God I did. I know everything will be okay. Yeah, that's important that somebody's there, and especially somebody you trust. But yeah, I was just like, I don't know. Like, the thing is, like I even told them. I told Anthony and and Maddie. I said, look, whatever you guys decide to name her or whatever. I said, and truthfully, don't let this be a big thing. You know what I mean? Don't let this ruin it. You know what I mean? So, but she might be doing that. She might have done that just because she wants to control something, or she might want to try to show me up or something, because she already knows that like the baby's gonna like me the most. You know what I mean? All that. It's true.
You crack me up with that shit.
It's true.
You're like, yeah, I've already been on FaceTime with her, and she's already been smiling at me.
Smiled at me. I think I was boring her because she yawned. She opened her eyes and everything. It's great. It's the best thing. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe forget about a lot of bullshit.
You're gonna be one of those dudes that's wearing
Thank you, Lacey. Hey, Twin Mom. Thank you.
Best Pawpaw?
Yeah, sure. I'm ready for that. I'm ready. I'm ready for this other.
You gonna put a sticker on your bumper that says World's Best Pawpaw? #1 Pawpaw?
Yeah, well, whatever. Listen, I'm just looking at this now as, like I said, it's another chance to make up for everything that I fucked up. And then also, it's just another chapter in life. You know what I mean? It's like you got to put some shit behind you and then just move forward. You know what I mean? Because when I think about things like, a lot of this shit, I'm like, well, what am I doing? You know what I mean? What this? None of this shit matters. None of this shit matters. You know? In reality of things,
Yeah.
And I realize
that. Yeah, and it's one thing, to
I smoked like 2.5 packs of cigarettes.
I believe it. You meet very few really sincere, real people on here. There are some very sincere and real people.
I think there's more good people than bad, and I think it's by a wide margin, honestly. I just think that the bad people do such outlandish stuff that it outshines the good. You understand?
Yeah, I do, because I think that most people do come here with the intentions of being decent human beings, and just socializing.
Right.
But just be careful how much you do share, unfortunately.
Yeah. Exactly. Because people want to imagine, listen,
they don't want to see you happy.
Right. And imagine something would have happened or something like, God forbid, and then, or the baby had something wrong with it or something like that. You know what it would be? Oh, they did drugs. They, you know what I mean? All that shit. No, that's not. It's just things happen sometimes. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just people are cruel. You know, and the crueler the people are, that outshines the better people. You know, because everybody will focus because it's like a shock. It's like kind of like shock value. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
And
that's thank God that's here,
Mhm.
But also the flip side to that is that when when the when good people are really there for you and come through, it will completely wash away all the bad.
Yes, you're totally right. You're totally
I've
right.
had, because I've had that happen as well. So, um, it's I think it's awesome though. I think it's awesome that we get to see this and experience it with you. Because yeah, you're totally different. And it's been happening the closer that it's come to the baby being born, your attitude has changed,
Yeah,
So
yeah, because it's like
Joseph Tinker
this is the
Jr.
time I change her name to Jessie so she never goes hungry.
Right. How did I played
I
that
don't,
this morning on my show and we laughed so hard.
I don't really want to say nothing negative right now about anybody.
Yeah.
I don't want no negativity. Thank you, Benjamin Dover. Good to see you. Yeah, I just don't want to no negativity.
Yeah.
Especially right now.
Hotspot, I do remember that.
I thanked Wildflower Girl. For her donation.
Yep.
With Chuck. I just probably did it real quick. I'm just like, I'm all over the place, man. My mind is, this is the most, my head's spinning more than it has probably ever.
Yeah.
I'm being honest, probably ever.
That's cool.
Because you got to think even like with Cassie, even I was there and stuff like that, but I was younger. What was I? I was 22. So we were young and stuff like that, and it's still that, but you actually don't really know about the world at that age. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you don't think of certain things and things like that, and it's different when you're older. You know what I mean? It's different when you're older. And then I've been well, I don't want to say stressed, but worried, stressed about this whole situation, because I'm like, I've seen so many things go bad and and I'm like, man, is this, and then when I heard that cord thing or whatever, though, it's that cord, the umbilical cord or whatever, I was like, and then the dumbest thing I ever do is fucking look on Google. You're never supposed to do that.
Don't, because Google will tell you fucking you're pregnant, I mean, don't ever look on Google for that shit. But no, I mean, it's crazy.
Hey, Joseph, good to see you.
And it's like you think about all the things that you've experienced and seen in the world, and how are you going to protect this little life from having to go through those things? You think about the mistakes that you've made, and is the universe going to deal you karma? And I mean, I went through a lot of really trippy head things when my first grandbaby was born. And I was like, you know what? Lord, just take all the bad shit that I've done and just wipe it all away. Let me start fresh. Because, you wonder, are there things that I've done that are going to pass down, and hit that poor kid? And I mean, even with my son, look at what they're having to go through. It's hard as a grandparent to know that those boys need their dad.
Right.
And he needs them.
Yes.
And you can't fix it. You just deal
with
like
your situation is, you got somebody, like I told you, that was the same situation that my mother went through. You know what I mean? And it's like, they do that, and I know why sometimes people do that is because of their anger for your son. still the fucked up part, it throws the grandmother in the middle of it or the grandfather in the middle of it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
and you're blessed that you're not going to have to deal with that side of it because,
Right.
it's your daughter. So it would be different if it were your son.
Right.
Those might be some things you'd have to consider.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And
And
especially if it
maybe,
would be my son, he'd probably be a fuck up. You know what I mean? And
well, and that very well could be one of the reasons why you haven't gotten that grandson yet.
yeah,
So,
I think you're right. You know what I mean? I do think that if I'd had a son, I think he'd wind up probably in prison. You know what I mean? Because it just seems that happens. You know what I mean? Like my father died in prison. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Shit like that. But nah, this is a whole new thing. This is a new ball game. You know what I mean? The
Oh,
game.
yeah.
This is a game changer for me. And this is the first time I can really say that in my life, where you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like because it's that I know what I've done, fucked up, in my life that is fucked up with me being a father.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And one thing I have done is I've accepted responsibility for that. Like you will never, ever, ever, ever hear me come on here and say that I'm a good father or was a good father or anything, because I wasn't. You know what I mean? Now, did I like a deadbeat dad or no, none of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Did I like embarrass my kids? No, none of that kind of shit. But and both my kids graduated from school. Both of them do well. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, never. But at the end of the day, I put, not intentionally, but I put certain shit in front of my kids, and I did. You know what I mean? And that was fucked up. And this is another opportunity. You know what I mean? And I'm not blowing this one.
I heard that. I heard that.
Thank you so much, Rhonda. Good to see you. But I'm not blowing this shot right here.
Yeah.
And then I would never let nobody even trick me into that, because, like I said, I don't really care about myself, like per se. I care about myself, but like sometimes I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But my kids are grown. Things like that. It's been what it's been. Whatever's happened. But now,
it's like you get the opportunity to step in and fill those empty places that you missed with your kids.
Good to see you, Ronnie. Thank you. Yeah, so now this is different. And like I said, he wasn't performing the baptism. But this is I'm already her favorite. I can tell. I'm telling you. It's like on the FaceTime thing, listen, she's all around. I start talking to her, she's right there. Boom, looking right at me, smiling, yawning. You know what I mean? Opening her eyes more like, who's this crazy motherfucker? You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm like, I got you, shorty. You know what I mean?
Right. That's my papa. Oh yeah, you're gonna be a great. You'll be a good grandfather.
Then these fucking I didn't realize that the nurses are listening, and I'm sitting there talking to her, and I'm like, you don't have nothing to worry about. I don't care about none of these other motherfuckers except for you. And I'm cussing and stuff. I see the nurse and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
I know, hotspot. I'm sitting over here like fixing to.
Thank you, Danny. Good to see you.
It is. It is a second. It's a second chance, and like I totally get it. Totally get it. That's why I've never expected anybody to understand. My situation or whatever. But what I can tell you is that I'd lay down my life without a second thought for both of my grandbabies, regardless. And now my child, I might think about it for a minute. I'll be like, can you give me 5 minutes, please? But my grandbabies, nah.
It's different. You said it. Listen, you called it. You called it. You called it. Angela said it. Listen, it's different. You're going to see, and I saw. You know what I mean? Yeah. I did see that. It's totally different.
Well, and then you start to think too, like what kind of legacy am I going to leave for them? Like what am I going to pass down? And for some people, they leave, finances or assets or whatever. I'll tell you, the best thing that you can ever leave a grandchild is wisdom. Take time to teach them, because all of the old school things, values that we grew up with, and they're going away. And if we don't give them to them, how are they going to get them? Put the damn cell phone down. Get off the internet and go outside. Those kind of, just be true to who you are. Those kind of things. Just love her. Love
Yeah,
her.
but I couldn't believe it, like how what this did. Like, I thought I was gonna faint. Like,
Okay.
I was gonna faint, and then I actually cried when everything went well. You understand what I'm saying? So it wasn't like I was like, wasn't like when I heard the things wrapped around the neck. I was like, oh, crying or something like that. But it's when all them emotions. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
All them emotions, just like boom, and then when it's just like tears of joy.
Eric, it's not a weak thing.
No, it's just joys. Like I said, even my mother said, "Listen, I don't cry." My mother said, "Oh my God, Eric, that's the first time I've ever seen you cry."
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, I thought about it. I was like, no, it's the third time. Probably, and Price is maybe like 3 years old, 4 years old, 5, or you know what I mean, something like that. Because I really don't. You know what I mean? I don't cry at death. I don't cry at none of that stuff. Jail, prison, this and that, this and that. It's just like something. Doesn't mean I don't care, but I just don't. But you know what? It makes sense though. Now my grandmom died. I did. Okay. And those weren't no tears of joy, But like, I guess it's a different type of crying. You know what I mean? It was just like it was just relief. You know what I mean? It's just relief.
Yep.
Ben Dover said his son came in at 9.5 pounds. Jesus Christ.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yes. That's wild. Miss Can't Be Wrong said her oldest was 6 pounds, half an ounce. And youngest was 7 pounds, 1 ounce. See, the crazy part is like with me and my family, like out of me and my brothers, I'm the smallest one out of my brothers.
What
am I? I'm 6'2". My middle brother, because I was the oldest, my middle brother is, well, they're dead, but he was 6'4", and my youngest brother was 6'6".
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm the smallest.
That's wild.
Yeah. But now another thing is that we take after their father was like 6'2", and that was like and his father was like 6'6", and then but my father was only like 5'9", 5'10", you know what I mean? So I take more after my grandfather and on my mother's side and stuff. Like they were all big, you know what I mean? They were all big. So that's where that comes from. But like, I was the smallest one out of my brothers.
Shit, I'd take after my dad. I'm a spitting image of him. And then it's funny because my oldest grandson, when he was first born, you could put my baby picture next to his, and the only way you could tell the difference was the background. But my son was the same way.
Wow.
Like we looked identical at birth. And then the youngest grandbaby, he didn't like. He had the cutest little fat head. He was way bigger than his older brother. But I could tell when he was born, he looked like Lawrence looks now.
So now how many? Now hang on. How old are they? And how many? How many?
I've got 2.
Okay.
Lawrence is 28.
And how old are the grandbabies?
8 and 9.
Okay, so he's 19 years old. He started having kids. Yeah. Okay. Lawrence is getting it in. Lawrence is getting it in. He's going to have more, and he's going to have more. He's going to have another kid when he first comes home. And let me just tell you, that's how Maddie got here. Yeah. Because I came home on the box. You know what I mean? Me and my baby's mother weren't boyfriend and girlfriend or nothing like that. Like, but I came home on the box. I had been locked up for like 4 years, and I was just like, swing through. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, that's why I joke around with Maddie. I call her the box baby because I was on the box. But no, because you're so fertile. You're so fertile when you're coming out, especially at his young age. You know what I mean? His young age, he's coming out because when you sit in prison and stuff, you're not doing all the you're clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're just that's why when people come home from prison, they look better. You know, and even going down years and years and years, if you'll notice, like all the people who've been in prison and done a lot of time, like we're a certain age, but like we're not. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if I walked outside and started fighting a 47-year-old man, you know, people are going to think that I'm beating up an old man. You know what I mean? Or if
Yeah.
I'm winning, you know what I'm saying? But like, it's just like it's weird. But definitely the fertile stuff. Yes, he's going to come home and he's going to. Hopefully, he don't
No,
put one up in that same girl. But that's probably what's going
he
to happen.
can't. No, he can't. They can't. There's a lifetime protective order. He can't ever be around her. He can't ever talk to her. That's done. Done.
Piece of paper.
So,
That's all it is.
no, that's gonna be my ass. I'll end up in prison if that shit happens. Because
Michael Hensley, good to see you, my man.
no,
It's going to happen.
No,
No, it's going to happen with
really-
someone. I can guarantee you that. I guarantee you have no. I guarantee it.
that he's gonna have one when he comes home.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
Oh, I'm not. I wouldn't
Guarantee you within the
surprise-
first-
look. I've
first
already
4
had to have
months.
a DNA test done on one when he went down. So I mean,
The first 4 months that he comes home, he's going to get a woman pregnant. I guarantee it.
wouldn't surprise. Well, I hope it's the right woman. I hope that he really, because that's the thing with him, is that he has he's kind of like me, I guess. He's got a bad picker, because I wish he would have stayed with the first little girl that was his girlfriend. She was so sweet. Oh, she had a good family. Oh,
Well, how old's the girl, the baby's mom,
same age.
as him? So she's 29.
Yep.
You would figure she'd have been mature by now. It's usually us guys that don't mature fast.
Not. That's for another time. We'll talk offline about that. But no. You know, some people go through life and they think that life is all about them, and they don't understand that in order to have a good relationship with someone, you have to be a good person in the relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well, nowadays it's hard. Look, a lot of shit is hard, and especially for the younger people because of social media. That leads to more conflict. You understand what I'm saying? Because
oh yeah,
like I call them blue men. Like I've seen it firsthand. You know, I'll be with a chick or something like that, and next thing you know, the blue men are hitting her up. Hey, baby, you know, ooh,
Yeah.
telling them all kind of good stuff about their shit, you know, lying and shit. And then, you know, I'll be joking around, be like, yeah, you'd rather be here with me treating you like shit. You just get the fuck rid of that motherfucker. You know what I mean? But it's true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the blue man, but that can cause problems. This social media stuff will cause problems because what will happen is this. Like, I'll take Facebook. Let's use Facebook, for example. If you look on Facebook, either everybody's got the perfect life or everybody's got the worst life. There's no middle ground. You know what I mean? So what will happen is like, say a guy and a girl together. So the girl's posting all the time, hit the guy and everything's so great. Then all of a sudden, she puts up a post that things got to be a change or just something stupid. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Them dumb quotes. Next thing you know, here come all the blue men. You know what I mean? Here come all the blue men. So it's like it's crazy.
Yep. I think it's that way. I was actually talking to someone about this yesterday. It's like, you know, when you're out here single with not a care in the world, don't nobody look at you. They don't care. The
Everybody
moment you
wants what
start,
somebody has.
yeah, the moment you start talking to somebody, all of a sudden it's like, hey, where you been all my life? I'm like, sure, give it 2 weeks. You'll be going back there. I posted that one today. That shit was funny. And I'm like, you know, what is the fucking point? I do just as fine single. I'm good.
Thank you, Lacey. Believe me, that was the most stressful thing today. I'm just like, wow. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, wow, what the hell? You know what I mean?
Now you need a big fat hooter and a drink and
That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do.
make sure you walk there to get a drink
Yeah, I'm not going to hang
or
in.
Uber.
I'm not going to hang. No, I can walk to the bar, but I'm not going to hang in the bar. I'll probably. I don't know. Maybe I am. I don't know. We'll see.
No, you should just go get you something and come sit on the porch. Kick
Yeah,
back.
but then when I run out, that's when I go to the bar
Oh.
because that's the type of. See, people don't realize something. Like when I tell people I'm an alcoholic, people think, "Oh, he drinks every day." No, I don't. Sometimes I don't drink for fucking 6 months, sometimes a year, stuff like that. It's just that when I do drink, I drink a lot. I drink till it's gone. And that was always that's been it since I was a kid. Like we used to drink and drink and drink. And if we ran out and it was past 2 o'clock in the morning, we just go up to a liquor store. You know, we're down on Bel Air roadside and stuff. So we go all the way up into Hamilton, up the Hartford roadside. Fucking drive by, smash out the fucking liquor store window, go in there and take fucking all the liquor and shit. That we would
You're
do.
dumbass.
We did. We never ran out, you know. And then like my one buddy, he worked at Luigi Petty down in Little Italy, and he had a key to the back thing and a key to their like freezer and stuff like that. So we used to steal liquor out of there and stuff like that when it was closed too.
Yeah, I'm Dragon. Oh my gosh. Timothy said, is Walk going to be the honorary grandmother? Dragon says, Timothy, you spelled horny wrong.
Thank you, Timothy.
That's hilarious. Y'all are a trip. Chat is off the chain for real. I love chats because they get buck in there.
Mhm.
Last night was pretty fun too. That was me and vodka. Once I got to a certain point, that was it. No stopping me. Therefore, never any vodka.
I miss that somebody's got dementia. Sorry to hear that. At 53 years old, that's young.
That is young.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, whoever that is. I missed it, but
That's probably gonna be me.
put an air tag on the diaper. Air tags. First time I ever found out what an air tag was
Fish, you keep my feet warm. Keep them warm, baby.
I was dating a girl. And she put one of them things on my she put one of them air tag things in my truck.
What?
Yes. So look, everywhere I would go, all of a sudden she'd pop up at. I'd be like, man, how's this bitch getting it? You know what I mean? So then I went out to my truck one day and my iPhone alerted me, said there's a tag, air tag detected. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So it alerts you to it. So I find it. So here's how dumb I am. I fucking take it. I'm like, oh, that's how that bitch was finding me. I looked up what it was and everything. I was like, oh, shit. So I take it. I put it in my house. Well, I'm so stupid. I leave it on top of my dresser. So I wind up having her come over or whatever. And now
and the rest is history.
So
Is
look,
that your second baby mama?
no. This was actually recent, but I don't know.
Oh, damn.
Not recent, but you know, not that long ago, a couple years ago. So what she does when after you know I'm still sleeping or whatever, she's leaving or whatever. I'm like, all right, see you. You know, she swipes the air tag, goes outside, and she put it in my wheel well. So I didn't find it for like another 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. Them things are vicious.
Okay. You love toxic, don't you?
Yes.
Man,
Thank
Eric.
You, good to see you. Thank you.
I'll tell you what.
Family, thank you so much.
It probably is a good thing that we didn't meet when we were younger, because I'd have fucked you up. I would have. I'd have been like, yeah, like, come here, motherfucker. Let me cut you.
What's up?
Oh, shit. Too funny.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling Aaron is kind of that way. I think that's probably why y'all been cool for so long.
Who do you think was the one with the air tag?
Aaron? How did I know?
She goes hard. She goes hard, man. Believe me. For as little as she is and shit, Aaron goes hard.
You can't help but love a chick like that. You come home and find boiling bunnies on your stove and shit.
I always will. Listen, I always will love Aaron, no matter what.
Yeah.
you know, and it, like, that's just is what it is. It's just the way it is. Well, me and her have been through so much in a short period of time. Well, maybe it's been on 4 years, on and off and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And we've been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like, I can't never say nothing. I can never say nothing bad about that woman. Never.
That's cool.
But honestly, well, Aaron's on a different level. Aaron's on a different level. But like, honestly, even all of my like ex-girlfriends and things like that, I don't have like bad, like ever like bad relationships, all that rides over, it is what it is. Things have happened, and I always have people's back, because I don't understand this. How can a person, like, if I sit down and think now, and I go back to an ex-girlfriend or something like that, even from years ago or something, and somebody I'm not even that close to now, but if it's somebody that you've cared about before or loved before or anything like that, how could you ever want to see something bad happen to them? Ever?
Exactly. I agree. That's one thing I can say is that my exes, I can call any one of, well, except for one that's dead. I can call any of them up, and if I needed something, they'd be there.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't try to rip someone apart or tear someone down that you cared about. You just, I'm with you on that. I don't understand.
Yeah, I just can't. Like, even when I think about it, I'm just like, it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Fish? Good to see you, my man.
I think when that happens, it's usually because it wasn't really love. Somebody was just getting whatever need it was that they needed.
Getting over on somebody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
And then when it ended,
too many people just have their own interest in mind. And I also understand this too. Like with my situations and stuff, like with women, and look, I'll say this: I've never cheated on a woman in my life. I never have. 100% I haven't. They might consider cheating if they like start some shit and you break up for like 5 days or something like that. I might go, but actually cheating and stuff. No, I've never done that. No sneaky shit. No shit like that. But it's just like so much. It's just I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to be with me. You know what I mean? I understand that, because you got to think. I go to prison. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I get accused of cheating, things like that.
Hot-headed.
Well, that's never been a problem. Stubborn as.
Self-centered.
I'm old school. I'm old school. What
do you mean? What do you mean? Explain. Please.
Okay. I mean, like this. If we go out on a date, I open the car door for you. I open doors for you, things like that. You walk on the right side of the street, everything like that. But see, you also have to play your role. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm like the caveman guys back in the day that they draw them on the stuff. But I'm just better looking. You know what I mean? I'm just better looking and stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm more.
You still look like a caveman, fool. That's not really what I want to say to you, but I can't say it here. So I'll tell you one day when we're on the phone.
All right.
But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, so it's always been like that. And being old school nowadays will get you labeled as, trying to control this, control. I'll give you an example, but this wasn't from a woman that I was with. This was actually a friend. We were out at dinner, and so as we're walking out and we're leaving and we're walking around to our car, she's on the street side, like the curb side, right here. So I'm like, whoa, and I'll do shit like this. I'm like, hey, get your ass over here. You know what I mean? So I do shit like, get your ass over here. What the hell's wrong with you? You're on the wrong side of the street. So I did that, and there was this fucking lady with purple hair and shit like that. She's like, don't let him do that. I'm like looking at her. So and I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, he's trying to do his male dominance and all this kind of stuff. I was like, no, you stupid bitch. I'm thinking if somebody's drunk and slides up, I got a better chance of surviving than her. You know what I mean? I'm going to get hit by the car, stupid. And then You know how people are nowadays.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. I was taught
Thank you,
that
Danielle. Good to see you.
a man should open the door for you
Yeah.
once you get in the car. If it's
You're
cold or it's
the man of
raining or whatever, reach over and open the door for him. Pop it or make sure it's unlocked or whatever. I mean, that's just it's the give and the take. I truly believe that there are certain things that males should do and women should not.
Yeah.
I'm kind of old school in the sense that I don't like I think if a man is interested in me, he should call me. He
Yeah.
should initiate. Now, does that always happen? No, because sometimes and typically it's not because, well, anyway, I'm not going to go into all that.
Well, it's like certain
But-
stuff. Like, let me give you a good example. When Donald Trump got shot, okay, I'm not putting these women down, but you're not supposed to have 5'5" women as goddamn security for the fucking president. Okay,
Right.
how come you don't see no 5'5" women walking around Floyd Mayweather?
Mhm.
You can't even see Floyd Mayweather. Them dudes are that's something that dudes are supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like I'm with that. What's up, Doug? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. And you're right. No one remembers the good, but people don't forget the bad, and that's the truth. You
Yeah.
tell a person no one time, and you could have done 100 things for them, and you just can't do it one time. Then you're the worst person in the world, and that's true, Doug. Sure, right.
Yeah. Well, and I think too that
Hey, what's up, George? Good to see you.
I think a lot of times that we mistake certain things as acts of affection, or we mistake affection as love. And I'm real weird when it comes to, I'm not an overly affectionate person. Like, I'm not a touchy feely kind of person.
Right.
I'm very in tune with my own emotions, and I know where some of them come from, but there's certain things that freak me out. And one of, like, I don't do well with the whole people flirting with me. Like, I try to stay oblivious to that shit because it makes me feel some type of way, and I don't know how to deal with that. And yeah, that's like weird shit. And I want it to be easy. Like, I don't want to date. I just want to know somebody. I want to know you. If I know you and I like you, then good. Let's be friends. Let's kick it. Let's see where it goes.
And
If not,
especially when you get older, you know what I mean? When you get older,
Yeah.
like that's like people get the wrong impression and idea. And I know how I act and stuff like that, but it's just like more so you want to be around a person that you trust, and you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, you're old now. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. Like, it's like when I was young, it was like I'll say it like this. Being a man, okay, when you're younger, it's like a contest. Who can bang them? Honestly, as you're older and you look back on it, if I could take off 75% of them, and that's not saying nothing bad about them, you understand?
Yeah.
But it's just like I look at it like, what was it? What's that all about? You know what I mean? It's not a thing. You know what I mean? But
so Dragon, when I'm in a relationship, do I fart in front of the guy? Well, not immediately, but eventually, yeah. I'll rip ass. I don't give a damn. Like, shit. That's when the honeymoon's over.
hey, Christine, good to see you on.
Is against the fart. Am I the only one asking real questions here? Look, I'm not against the flirting. Like, I flirt with people all the time, but it's harmless. I'm harmless. So, well, maybe I'm harmless.
Watch it.
Sometimes.
You're not allowed in Philadelphia.
I know.
Philadelphia. You got
Well, that's because he's taken.
I can't never say his name right. Assassino.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Joey Merlino.
I'm about to talk about Cugene. You got Cugene and Assassino.
Well,
You can't go to Philly. Watch your crazy.
blowing my shit up, dude. Don't
But
blow
yeah.
my shit up. Hey, Nick. It's good to see you. I hope you're well. All the way at the bottom.
100%. I'm definitely spoiling her. But yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, I'm just joking. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
bulletproof. I
give
thank my
some of
daughter
that money to
for
buy some
that I
Pampers.
was proud of her, but I also let her know that most of the credit goes to me um, for this, for the just the genetics and just everything. You know,
Patrick, me too.
I'm just kidding around.
Right, for the genetics and everything. You're such an ass. You swear, and I can hear you telling her that too.
I did,
I believe it. I'm absolutely 110%.
but then I told her I'm joking. But then I kind, but I'm not. Yeah, whatever. You know, I don't know what to say. Well, give her. She gets the credit. God gets the credit. God gets the
Yeah,
credit.
God gets the credit. You're
Yeah.
right about that. Because if it weren't for him, none of it would be possible.
Hey, Kyrie, good to see you. Yeah, you're correct. You're correct there. You always got to encourage your children because they're always going to be your children. You know what I mean? And that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, you know,
Well, and I think too, I don't know how it is having a daughter, but I will say that seeing my son around his kids, because he did. I mean, there was a time that he got to see his kids and he loves those boys. Unfortunately, she hates him and took that away from him. And that's why there was such a problem, but to see your kid,
well,
like,
that's what she was able to hold over him. And that's
yeah,
what she's able to hold over you.
yeah,
Remember, I called that a long time ago, Watcher, before me and you
yeah.
were even really tight. Remember, I said that?
That first day that I came up on your panel, I think it was
No,
right after that.
yeah, it was after that. It was after you did, you dog walked me. You know what I mean? But I was like, I remember when you had said what your situation was. I think it was in Charlie's chat. Actually, it was in Charlie's chat.
Is
You
that
were
what it was?
yeah, and I made and I made the comment. I said, "Hold up," because I said, "Hold up, I'll tell you exactly what this is." And you were like, "Damn, you're right." Remember,
Mhm.
I said, "Your son's an asshole." You know what I mean?
Yep.
She's this. They're toxic. He likes toxic. I know about people who like toxic because guess what?
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
like. You know what I mean? So, and then, but the messed up part is you get you you get innocent bystanders that get fired, and you're the innocent bystander in that. And people don't understand how they're hurting people. They're hurting the grandkids. They're hurting
Mhm.
you. Things like that. And Lacey made a comment. Let me read this. And then you have the flip side of absent grandparents who don't want a relationship or bond with their grandkids. I'll never understand it. I can't understand that. I've that's crazy.
Yeah. And I have a really, really, really close friend of mine that um like she's raised or is raising
Thank you, Joey. Thank you for the donation, Joey. Thank you so much.
her grandkids. And sometimes it's a struggle because it's like and I can understand, you spend all these years raising your child has a child and they're not stepping up the way that they should, and so you step in and you raise them, and going through those teenage years again, especially, there's struggles there, and you wonder, how do I not resent my child for not being the parent that they should be? And I'm here having to do, but then you stop, and we were having a conversation the other day, and I said, be thankful. Like, who else is better, to be able to step into that position? You can trust yourself to do it and know that they'll be raised right,
Right.
and that's what you do as a grandparent. You step up to the plate. See you later, Dragon. Have a good one.
Yeah, that's definitely. Oh, yeah, Dragon. Have a good day. Thank you for coming in. I didn't even say. I haven't even seen Dragon in the chat. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just all over the place.
That's
Because
all right.
you're the one who told me. Remember, you're like, hey, why don't you go live? I was like, you got to come up. You know what I mean? I'll text you. I said, you got to come. I can't do
Yeah,
this.
because I think people need to see the side of you, Eric. It's nice. It's nice getting to see. I can remember when I first came on your show that day, and I thought, this little shit, he's an arrogant asshole. But he's cool. And I started watching. I'd started watching you actually a couple weeks before that, and then, of course, we had our issues, and I had to whoop your ass. verbally a couple of times.
Yeah.
And then you'd get mad. You just go into these rages at people, and you were all over the place there too. And then all of a sudden, news comes that you're getting ready to have a grandbaby. And I've watched you with the situation with your mom, and now having this grandbaby come. It's really softened you a little bit, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, I guess you're right. God damn, Maureen was 10.2 pounds, and your sibling was 11.5.
Damn. Wow.
Your mom had
Gestational diabetes.
what is that?
It's where you have diabetes when you get pregnant, and it can be very detrimental if it's not kept under control.
Does it make the kids big like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
How
So-
soon until she gets her ears pierced? When are she's allowed? How old are they allowed to get their ears pierced?
Whenever.
Yeah. I guess
I'd wait.
I gotta do that stuff with her. All right.
Yeah, I'd wait till she's about. Me personally, I'd wait until she's a year old. But that's just me. I wouldn't cut her hair until she's a year old. Everything when she's a year after she's a year old.
This is different too, honestly, and I'm gonna tell you why it's different. Because even when like everything was done, and I wound up, because when I got out of prison, like my baby's mother got married when I was in federal prison, probably the last 4 years or something like that. So she married into some money and stuff like that. Like, you know, the people got some money and shit like that. So I'm not going to bash my baby's mother or whatever, but she's always plays the, you know, the victim. You know, we know how that is around here, you know, like this and that. But, you know, so I hadn't, you know, at that last however long, you know, they like took my kid. Like I didn't hear nothing about my kids or nothing. And I was like, and I was sending money every month and everything like that. But, you know, people want to play a certain role, you know. They didn't know certain people were drug dealers and all that guy. You know what I mean? Come on now. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so when I got and found my kids and built a relationship with them and everything like that, I still didn't know how to be a father. Like, you know, it was like I was kind of like shy in a way. And then it's just like I just didn't understand certain things. Like I've done I've done beat up somebody in the middle of the mall. I mean, all kind of shit.
Why am I not surprised?
Well,
Why am I not surprised?
yeah, all that. And look, that's back. I was still technically locked up. I was still in the box when I did that. I was still technically in federal prison because you're not out of BOP custody until you're off of everything, off the box and all that shit.
Yeah.
So when I was beating the dude up, I remember all the kids in the thing. They were all, I didn't know what it was because I had just, that's the first time, you know, I had seen smartphones. You know what I mean? Because when I got locked up, it was Nextel, that church phones and shit. I remember all the kids were like going like, it's World Star and all this stuff, and I'm like, well, I'm beating the guy up. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I guess they're putting it on the internet. You know. But I did that right in the middle of White Marsh Mall. It was so funny. Look, when I grabbed the dude, I slammed him, and you know how they got like them trees in the mall, like in the middle of the mall, like things and stuff. His neck came down and got stuck in between the trees. So like the T-Mobile man ran over to try to help him and shit because I'm down on him like pop, smacking him up and shit. Fucking T-Mobile man runs over. I'm like, yo, what's up? He's like, nothing. He hauled ass the other way. It was crazy.
Oh shit!
It happened at them stands or whatever. It was a Pearson stand, and the truth was, here's what had happened. I had took my daughter to get her ears pierced there, right? She was 15, okay? Had just turned 15. I had to sign for her to get her ears pierced. Now, this is why I flipped out, because listen, girls can lie about their age and shit too, right? But this is how I know that this guy knew. You made me sign a piece of paper because she was underage. I'm her father. Well, month down the road or whatever, I find out this dude's trying to get with my daughter and shit. And he was like 22, 23 years old or something like that. And when I found, man, so I go over to my baby's mother's house. Is my baby's mother, her husband, and my daughter sitting there, and Maddie's being there being nosy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like this. So one thing my daughter Cassie doesn't do, I mean, even Maddie, they don't lie to me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he told me the whole situation and stuff. So my baby's mother's husband, he's like this. He's like, well, what are we going to do? My baby's mother looked at him. She's like, I don't know about you, but I know what the fuck he's going to do. Yeah, you got that. You know what I'm saying? You got that.
Right.
I swear to God, it was perfect timing. I walk up in the mall. When I walked up on him, he was sitting there talking to another little teenage girl.
What the
Trying to get
fuck?
yes. I tapped him on his shoulder. He turned around, and that was just ball game at that point.
Yeah.
The security comes while I got him down, fucking him up or whatever. Security comes, but they're just security. Paul Blart, mall security. Next thing you know, I see a real cop coming. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked, right? But I was smart. I said, I reached down, smacked him again in front of the cop, and I was like, "You fucking child," you know what I mean? Calling him pedo and everything. The cop did like this. Cop walked up. He heard that. He said, "Oh," and he crossed his arms and let me go for a second. Then he said, "Hey, stop." Look, the dude was so scared he wouldn't even get up for the cop. He was just laying on the ground in shock. And fucking the cop's like, "Can you please tell him to get up?" I was like, "Get your fucking stupid ass up." He got up. He's like, "Officer, this was all my fault. I don't want to press no charge." You know what I mean? So the cop's like, "All right, just go your own way or whatever." Fucking, so that's what happened. But
Lord have mercy, Eric. You're a hot ass mess, man. What
Yeah.
the fuck are we gonna do with you?
but that was Christ. That was what 2014.
You'd still do some shit like that.
No, it wasn't 2014. Excuse me, because was it?
You
Yeah,
know.
yeah. June 12th, 2014 is when I got released. So off of everything, but I came home in 13 into the halfway house in the box and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Oh, Woodchuck, I agree. Yeah, as few vaccines as possible.
hey, what's up, my man? Sam the man. What's going on, man? Hope
Man,
everything-
you are way behind in chat. You be having people feeling left out and shit because you be so behind.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting here. We're talking and stuff, and
That's okay.
it's
I'm reading it for you.
yeah. You're better at this shit. 7-0 Navy.
Well, it's a lot.
Somebody made a comment earlier about Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers might get crushed tomorrow. God, he hasn't played football in 5 years, and he's coming in. Was he 45 years old? 44 years old? It might not go too well for him. But yeah, the Army Navy games today. That's down in M&T Bank Stadium, because Navy is our actual is from Maryland. That's Annapolis is the Navy thing. Hang on for 1 second. This one.
Go right ahead.
Talk to people watching. Hello.
Yep. I hope it's an update about the baby, because we're gonna see him big cheese and shit.
Let me mute this thing.
And he's got a mute. What? She had her first shitty diaper? You had to clean her? Look, he's got to get up and walk off. He's like, yeah. And y'all heard him admit, I dog walked his ass. He loved it. He loved every minute of it. That's why he sent me pictures of his feet. Can't lie. It is what it is. He met his match. Bless his heart. But don't y'all agree it's nice getting to see this softer side of Foss? I think it's pretty cool. I would just wish somebody would have taken pictures. Wish his mom would got it on video when he was crying. Because the next time he acts up, I could have used that in some of my shorts. I could have been like, "Why you always crying?" And then he would have been really triggered. Damn. Fish, is it snowing where you are right now? Or is it up further that it's snowing bad? That's a long damn way to drive. Bolden, I've not known him for 40 plus years. I've only known him for 10 months, but he's an all right dude. He gets really excited sometimes about stuff, And he'll snap off on your ass. He don't give a fuck. But eventually he calms down and he thinks about it. And he comes back and most of the time he's able to admit when he's wrong. Most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. So I cut him a little bit of slack, but don't tell him. I don't want him to know. I want him to think that at any minute I can just take his head off. Because that way he leaves me alone and doesn't fuck with me too much. So, hey, you got to learn how to get ahead in these games, you know? But no, yeah, he can get wild. I've watched him. Were you ever on one of those Eric After Dark shows? Good Lord have mercy. Christine, I agree. I agree. Thank you, Bolden. I appreciate it. Yeah, twin, he did. And you know, the funny thing is he'll do that shit. And I've learned that he'll rip ass on you real quick and hard, and he'll be mad for about 3 days. And then all you got to do is pop back in chat and say, "Hey, are you still mad at me?" And he's like, "No, thank you so much." Or, I would just text him and be like, "Hey, can you send me another picture of your feet?" And then he'd just start laughing. He couldn't be mad at me then. So, an old Nokia in the picture box, and they were like, "You fish for real." Like, imagine if they saw one of those rotary phones. That's the shit right there. My mom had one that she kept in a drawer, and it was our original house phone, kitchen phone. And I'll never forget whenever I was packing up everything to move out of the trailer and get this house built, still had a bunch of her stuff here. So I was going through it and I found that thing, and my son came over and I was like, "Hey, check this out." And he looked at it and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" I said, "It's a rotary phone." He said, "A rotary phone?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "How do you even, it ain't got no buttons on it." I was like, "You stick your finger in that little hole right there and you turn it." He was like, "Oh shit, that's wild." Showed him an 8-track player. I was like, "This was the CD players of your Muddy's time." And he was like, "Man, this is, it sounds weird." Like, that's the best sound in the world. An old 8-track crackling. Crackle. I need to find mine. It's in my closet somewhere. Yep, Christine. He can, yeah, he can be a good dude most of the time, some of the time, a little of the time. Yes, Dana. How did you know? It was one of those that it was an ivory color and or a cream color, and you could fucking stretch that thing way out, way out. I'm like, damn. I'd go outside and we had a big sliding glass door on the back. And so I'd go sit out on the back porch and talk on the phone. And my mom would be like, "Don't close that door all the way on that cord. It's going to cut it in half." Like, no, it's not. And then she'd be standing at the damn little crack of the open door trying to listen to my conversation. And I'd be sitting at the end of the porch with my back turned. Boy, she heard me talking to somebody one night I shouldn't have been talking to. She's like, "You get your ass off that phone right now." Oh, okay. I'm hanging up. Uh, yeah, now that, well, exactly. But you can buy those 10-foot ones. I got a couple of those because I miss cordless phones. That's like in the house. Because sometimes my cell phone acts up and from having a metal roof, but a blue phone with a 50-inch cord or a 50-foot cord. Ours wasn't quite 50. It was probably a let's see. It was a double wide, so that would have been 16, 18. So I would think that ours was probably about 10 to 15 foot long. Oh, I know, Bear's right. And or just not being able to text, period. You had to call. And I guess that's why I'm a little old fashioned, about that kind of stuff. Because at our house, you didn't pull up in the driveway and honk the horn. It didn't matter if you were male or female, because we weren't coming out. My stepdad was coming out, and he would tell you, "You coming up here, you get your ass out and knock on the door," or having to get up to change the TV station. How about that shit? And you had to fucking adjust the antenna of the rabbit ears to get your show to come in. You muted? Oh, okay? You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, that was my daughter. Not Maddie. That was Cassie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is
What's
she
up?
up there too?
Donnie Brasco, my man Nick, huh?
Is she up there too?
Yeah, well, she's at work right now, and
Oh,
she don't want to go there right now because she's got a sinus infection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I told her, I said, it might be better just to
Wait.
chill out, because you don't want to get the baby sick or nothing.
Yeah.
What's up, Nick? Good to see you, my man. Motherfucking Nick Vermont. What's up? Fucking
We were the remotes, Dana. I agree. Hey, Roddy.
what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Old TV
Oh,
sets and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
we were talking about my mom kept our original rotary house phone. And when my son was younger, I showed it to him. It was about 10 years ago. And I was like, "Hey, look at this." And he goes, "What the fuck is that?" And I was like, "It's a rotary phone." He's like, "It ain't got no buttons on it. How do you dial it?" I said, "You stick your finger in the thing and you turn it."
And then it's got to swing back, doesn't it? You
Yeah.
gotta do that,
Yeah.
do that,
Uh-huh.
do that. Yeah.
Yep. And he was like, "What?" That's right, Bolden. Tinfoil antenna on the TV.
I was about to say that.
That was the original Wi-Fi booster.
And I remember when you first had Nintendo, like when Nintendo, and you had to blow in the games,
Yeah.
all that type of shit, and like sit them in a certain way, like up against the edge and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit's just
All that shit.
But you know what? I'm not gonna lie. It was better. Like,
It
I don't
was.
see kids having fun or nothing nowadays. Like we used to be running around building forts, playing Smear the Queer, playing sports in the street, stuff like that. What's up, Redzilla? Good to see you.
Well read.
What is that you're talking about here?
So Hogjaw is
Jesse Roth. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm not trying to be negative.
you're so
I
bad.
had to take the opportunity though.
Oh, it so it's a lump of like meat. I don't particularly care for it, but you usually eat it with like beans or peas or greens or shit like that. Put it in your fucking greens. Hang on, I'll show. Let me see. I'll show you a picture. There, it's at the bottom.
Let's see. Hang on. Okay.
Yeah. So,
It looks like, is that ribs?
no, it's hog jaw. It's like fatty part. And you put it in to give flavor to like your green beans or your mustard greens or shit like that. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
what is scrapple? Because scrapple's my favorite, like one of my favorite things to eat. Like, breakfast.
Scrapple?
Scrapple, yeah. What is that? Isn't that all the fucked up parts of the pig or something?
Scrapple?
Scrapple. Do you know what scrapple is?
No. What is that? This shit?
I can't see. You know that. Scrapple. Scrapple's yes, yeah. Yeah, boy. Scrapple's nasty, but I don't think it is. If you remember that place, they had the best scrapple on Bel Air Road. It was
Oh, that's a northern thing then, I guess, because Scrapple. Oh, what's in it?
it's supposed to be all the like fucked up parts of the pig.
Oh, no, I couldn't eat it, man. I can't do
Roy
that
Cohn
shit.
fan likes it.
Who?
Roy Cohn fan likes it.
Yeah, I can't do all that. I can't do no hog jaws. I can't do no scrapple. I don't do um fucking chorizo or barbacoa. No hog head cheese. Give me a fucking steak. That's it. I just give me a steak.
My favorite steak is filet mignon, bone in, medium rare.
Yeah, poke salad. Poke salad has to be. You got to be careful with that poke salad because.
Yeah, scrapple is everything from the pig that fell on the floor. But okay, so this is my homeboy, right? We grew up together. We're from Maryland. We're from Baltimore. What is that? What are we known for? We're known for crabs. Have you? And he's seen it, and I've seen it. When they pulled in damn dead bodies out of the Inner Harbor, all you see on them is a bunch of crabs. So, and it's the best thing that we eat, and they're all scavengers. They scavenge and stuff like that. So yeah, we eat some nasty shit, but it tastes good.
Mm. Now I eat crab legs.
You've never had Maryland steamed crabs. It's the best crabs.
No.
In the world. It's the best crabs in the world. Our crab cakes are the best in the world. It's nothing even close.
Oh yeah, see, Red, I can't do no chitlins. I tried them 1 year, and nope, wasn't for me. It was not for me. Can't do none of that chitlins, tripe, none of that shit. Nope. Mixed with cornmeal. Oh, now I love me some salt pork. You got to soak it though real good, and then you fucking put a batter on that bitch and deep fry it, and make you some rice and gravy. And make you want to slap your mama.
I grew up on seafood, and the reason why is like we didn't have money or nothing like that. But nowadays, well, even back then, we were eating like we were rich because my grandfather was the head like security guy at the fish market, the Baltimore fish market. He was the head down when in the city, and then when they moved it out to Jessup, he was still the head of it, until he retired or whatever. So they would give him, the people knew him for so many years. He'd bring home fucking bushels of fucking crabs like that and shit. My grandmother would fucking steam them. Oh my god, it was fucking awesome. Big ass shrimp, everything like that. So I grew up on seafood. I definitely grew up on seafood. I love seafood.
Yeah, see, I was never big on seafood, really.
I like rockfish. I like rockfish too.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever had rockfish, but I like fried alligator. That's probably the most exotic thing that I like.
I've ate the tail.
Yeah. I've eaten. I mean, you can get like up towards the top of the tail. You can get it in bigger pieces, and I've eaten it grilled. I don't like it grilled as much as I like it fried, but yeah, I like snow crab legs.
Like bears and cigars are saying soft shell crabs are good too, which they are, and crabbing for blue crabs is fun. Like I like crabbing, but what you do when you crab, you put your bait is like chicken necks, okay, and then you put it down in the trap, and then you just wait, and then you pull the trap up, and then you take the crabs out or whatever if they're big enough and stuff like that. But me and Bolden were just saying earlier, better bait for the crabs would be part of a dead body. Because I tell you what, when they pull them dead bodies out of that fucking harbor, there's fucking thousands of fucking crabs on them. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I can imagine.
People swim.
Oh, yeah, Red.
Shit.
Look, I'm one of those that I'll eat fried alligator, but you're right. If it's not cooked right, it's too rubbery.
What are mountain oysters, Dave? I do know this.
Bull balls. Bull testicles.
Mountain oysters are bull? Really?
Yeah, they're bull balls. Yeah.
Oh my god! I never ate that. I've ate the alligator tail down in the Everglades when I went on this back when like 96, 97 or something. We were down the Everglades, me and the girl I was dating, the girl that they just called the other day anyway, but the Jewish girl. So we went down there, and when you do the airboat ride through the Everglades and stuff like that, so alligators be right there, and you see all kind of exotic birds and everything on the little pads and stuff like that. And then when you pull up to the thing and you get out, and there's a guy with like a pit with alligators in it, a big ass, like a pig is there, like a big hog or whatever. And then they serve alligator tail or whatever. So I ate it then. And it wasn't bad.
I eat it as often as I can, which I prefer it from, like around here, we have places that order it frozen. I don't necessarily like it frozen. And there's a place down in Louisiana. Every once in a while, probably once a year, I'll drive down there just to go eat. And it's so good. It's so good. Because some places you only get it, it'll be long and skinny slivers that they fry. Other places will do it more in chunks. Like, you just got to find the right place.
Have you ever ate rabbit?
Yes, I've tasted it.
Well, see, because my grandfather was, my grandfather ate possum and all that kind of shit too, right? My grandfather was
doing all that.
Well, my grandfather is from West Virginia, but he came to Baltimore, obviously. You know what I mean? But they were from West Virginia, so they're hillbillies and shit like that. Like my grandfather and shit, like all around my house when I was a kid and stuff was guns everywhere and all the kind of shit. You know what I mean? My grandfather used to, he's got pictures. I got pictures of my grandfather when he was a security guard or whatever. He didn't wear a uniform or nothing. He'd just be dressed like he was and have his big ass shotgun sitting on him, because it's down in the inner city. You know what I mean? So a lot of shit would happen down there. My grandfather used to get into some shit with people down there. He got into fights and everything. Fucking, I remember my grandfather put one at big. They tried to jump my grandfather because they were stealing. The people working, they were stealing, and my grandfather wasn't like, he didn't like stealing. My grandfather wasn't a criminal at all. Like, well, but he was a bootlegger when he was a kid. But to support his family. Same thing as me being a drug dealer. But anyway, so he's right. Whatever. But my grandfather, they tried to. He caught him stealing or whatever, and they jumped my grandfather, and it's like 3 or 4 of them jumping my grandfather and shit. And these are guys that just got out of prison and everything. And these ain't no soft people. My grandfather got one of them fish hooks that got the fucking it's got like a wooden handle that goes across like that, and then a big fucking black like hook like that and shit like that where they hook shit in. Yeah. My grandfather fucked them up. And do you know what happened? And my grandfather got fucked up too. I think his leg might have got broke or something like that. Oh no, his arm got broke. Excuse me. They sued my grandfather.
Damn.
Yeah.
They
didn't win though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's definitely what they did. Give me one second.
Okay. No, I've never had no snapper soup. I don't do fish. I love to fish. I'll catch a fish all day long, but I'm putting it back in the water because I'm not cleaning it and I'm not cooking it.
I like rockfish though. Rockfish is really good. If you gotta try that if they got that where you're from. Rockfish bites, stuff like that. That's really good.
No, I don't think we have that here. I'll have to look.
Well, I'll tell you my worst fish experience. I was talking to this Asian girl, right? And so I met her, whatever, and she was a really nice girl and stuff like that. So she's like, "Why don't you come over? I'm going to cook you dinner and all this kind of stuff." I said, "Shit, all right." You know what I'm saying? Man, I go over there. She brings out some fucking goddamn plate with fish, a big ass fish on there, and it still had his eyes and everything. It was like alive. I was like, "What do you expect me to do with this?" Like, "No, it's good." I said, "No, the fuck, it's not." You know what I mean? I got the fuck up out of there. That wasn't cool.
Yeah, Patrick, I'm not eating no turtle either. No, thank you. I'll eat a deer.
But I've always had turtles as pets too. That's why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was little, I used to do all that shit. I caught snapping turtles like that big and shit when I was a kid. Yeah, I had a ton of. I've always had animals. Like my family's always been like that. Like my mother, me, fucking my daughter. But I'm not as bad as like my mother and my daughter. You know what I mean? But because they're bad.
Yeah.
They're bad. Like with animals. I mean, they treat animals well. They love animals, but I mean
they're bad. If they see an animal or something on the side, they'll bring it home. Shit like that.
Yeah, I'm not as bad as I used to be. My sister used to be terrible about that. But my mom, she's one of those too. Like, instead of bringing them home now, she just sends them all her money to rescue groups or whatever, She loves doing shit like that. But she and I used to do boxer rescue years ago. And
Bulletproof Soul says deer jerky is good. I agree.
it
I love
is.
jerky.
Yeah, I agree too. But no, I'll eat deer. I'll eat, of course, beef. I'm not a big fan of chicken. I guess we ate it too much because it was cheap growing up. I don't like fish. Pork is
I love
give me
pork.
the beef.
I love pork.
Do you?
This is so.
Yeah, everybody does. Listen, it's so
I like
funny.
bacon.
Listen what happened in prison, right? So fucking funny. It's big. He was from Baltimore too. This big fat guy. I forget his real name, but like he had a Muslim name. He's Assalamu alaikum. He's a Muslim, right? So what happens is
We said Assalamu alaikum.
he worked in the kitchen. So I think he stole a bunch of kids. Back then in the feds, you had real pork. And then you also had the substitute pork. Now it's no real pork,
No.
Muslims complain. But back then you had both, So he steals, everybody steals out of the kitchen. Now he's coming back, he's got his bag, all that kind of stuff. I guess the other Muslims smelled real pork, right? So he goes into his cell, puts the towel on the thing like you're using the bathroom or whatever. Everybody go in. So now they're waiting. The Muslims are sitting there just waiting, they're watching. Finally, one of them walks up there. That hits the door twice. Hey, opens the door, goes in there. This motherfucker was smashing bacon and everything, right? Listen, they freaked out. He's like, the devil got a hold of me and all this. Say you like a damn good pork chop, motherfucker.
Oh shit!
Motherfucker shoot dope and all kind of shit, but won't eat a piece of bacon. Yeah, stop it. You know what I mean?
Right? That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Now I love some bacon.
But he was a
I
fake
love
Muslim,
bacon.
you know what I mean? He wasn't like real.
And every once in a while, I like some pork spare ribs and throw them in the crock pot.
What's up, Beantown? Good to see you, my man.
Some Sweet Baby Ray's.
Oh my God, Sweet Baby Ray is the best.
Okay, I know. It's the.
You know where I got put onto that? In prison.
Yeah.
In prison, they
Sweet
sold
Baby Ray's shit.
Yes.
And then but yeah, I'd prefer steak pretty much over, or a chicken fried steak, which is just like,
I don't like chicken steak. I don't like stuff. Steak is steak. Chicken fried steak, just like when they got turkey bologna and I like turkey ham.
No, chicken fried steak, it's just a different cut of meat. It's a cube steak that's tenderized and then battered.
Thank you so much.
And you just throw some fucking cream gravy on that shit. And do work. Hello. At Bolden, I do like tube steak. It's just been a while.
Hey, bro, you don't want to start this shit with Watch Her Crazy, believe me. and Watch Her Crazy. I'm gonna tell you one thing. He's got a red beard. He's got a red beard.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, he does.
Bolden, will you please send Eric a picture of your red beard so he can send it to me? Does he really?
Yes, 100%. She always tries to tells me to dye my beard red. And I'm like, what the hell?
Beantown, I can pimp you out down in Texas. You got to tell me what your specialty is first. Let me find a market, and we'll do work. You make the ladies happy. You give happy endings.
I love salmon. I love salmon. It's just got to be made right.
What I don't understand. I don't understand. That's okay. Is it still got a little red in it?
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does.
When we get off of here, just holler at him and tell him go ahead, and he can send one of the feet too if he wants to. But I'll never tell. But anyways, they call you the silver fox. they'd love you? I'm sure they would. Just give you half. Half? What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. 60-40. How about that? I'll be like YouTube.
Sons of Italy, thank you. Thank you for the donation, man. Good to see you. And I hope all is well with you, bro.
Dude, you made a grip today. You better go out there and buy some fucking Pampers and
Yeah.
onesies and
I gotta get I already got stuff.
a car seat for your vehicle. Because don't be expecting you'll be like, I'm gonna come get her. Well, her car seat's not here. And fuck that. I got a car seat. Got this under control. Gonna be Pappy with the grandbaby on board, sign in the back window, driving 40 miles an hour in a 55.
Here you go, Watcher. Here's Bolden in the chat. I just
Okay.
sent you a picture.
Okay, thank you.
That's my homeboy. We've known each other 40 years.
I know you said that earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I've only known him for about 10 months, but he's still an asshole.
I remember when he came in. Under well, here's the crazy
Wow.
that's his handle or whatever, White Cracker and shit. And finally he texted me and said, "Hey, you know I'm White Cracker." I said, "What? What is he talking about?" Like, yo, what are you talking about? He said, "No, in your fucking chat." Oh shit. That was like the first time he came in.
Oh, I bet he was a real looker back in the day with that ginger hair. Mm-hmm.
Oh, the shit that man.
Boy, there's just something about redheads that mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm about to wrap up though because I gotta take care of a lot of things right now. But thank you guys.
He's gonna go shit now that the adrenaline dump has worn off.
Now,
And he's gonna go get some alcohol.
I gotta go eat shit like that. I haven't eaten nothing. Thank you guys. Thank everybody who donated. Thank you guys. Everybody congratulate. Everybody came in, man. Thank you guys so much. And make sure you hit the like button. And everybody, please have a blessed day. You know what I mean? Try to stay positive. You know what I'm saying?
Take it easy, Eric.
All right.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for coming up and stuff.
Yes, indeed.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
All right. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.